Hello, welcome to this video. I've just been learning how to play the EMU music song Hear Our Prayer. So I thought I would just make a quick guitar tutorial video about how you can play the electric guitar parts for that song. So I listened to the recording of this song and I believe it's in the key of B flat. At my church we do it in A. If you do it in A at your church, you just need to take everything that I'm doing in this video and move it down one fret. Okay, so let's talk about some of these guitar parts. We're going to spend a lot of time on the D and the G strings. For the intro, the chords, it goes between a B flat and a G minor. But what you can be doing is sitting on, and I'll come a little bit closer and show you what I'm playing there. So for the intro, I've got my ring finger on the 8th fret on the D string and my second finger on the 7th fret on the G. And when you play those together, you get that sound. And those notes can go over both the B flat chord and the G minor chord. So you're going to sit on that throughout the intro, and you stay on that note except for one time when you're going to shift your 8th fret on the D string down to the 7th fret. And then on the G string, instead of holding down 7, you're then going to hold down 5, which will sound like that. So that's just one time during the intro you'll go, and then back to what we started on. And you just sit on that until we get to the verse. Let's try playing that intro along with a backing track. And you keep playing that into the verse. So now we're up to the verse. Let's have a look at how that will sound. So there are two main parts to the verse. The first part sounds like this. And the second part, similar. But it ends differently. And then that goes into the chorus. But let's have a bit of a closer look at what I was doing. Okay, so I've come a little bit closer. For the verse, we're starting on the same thing that we played for the intro. So we've got the 8 on the D and the 7 on the G. And again, we're going down to that 7 on the D and 5 on the G, and we're going to hit that twice and back to the 8, 7, and then we're going to go back down to the 7, 5, and then back to the 8, 7, and then we're going to put our pinky down so that it's 8, 8, and then you're going to lift the pinky off and go back to 8, 7, and then we're going to keep this finger on the 8 and take this second finger off and then have our first finger on the 5, which will sound like this. So that's the first half of the verse. We've got now the second half starts the same. But it ends with the 7, 5 into the 8, 7. Okay, I think that'll make a bit more sense if we play it along with a backing track. So let's see how that goes. And that leads into the chorus. One thing I should mention before we move on is that there is a quieter verse later on where you play the same shapes, but you pluck them instead of strumming them, and that gives a bit of a quieter tone. So when you do get up to that part, I would start by plucking the G string and then hit the D string, and it'll sound a little bit like this. So just keep in mind that that's another thing that you can play during the verse. Let's have a look at the chorus now. So when we get to the chorus, we're going to be playing some arpeggios. They'll sound a little bit like this. And you do that one twice. And then in the second half of the chorus, you're going to go. You do that twice, and then you finish with. Okay, so let me come a little bit closer and show you what I was doing on the fretboard. So here's my fretboard. I'm starting with kind of like a G minor 7 shape. So I'm going to start my plucking by hitting the 5th fret on the D string, and then I'm going to go on to the 3rd fret on the G string, and then my pinky is on the 6th fret on the B. So I'm going to go like that. And then my next shape, these 2 fingers stay, the pinky comes off and my second finger goes onto the 4th fret on the B. And then both of these fingers come off, and this first finger is just barring 3, 3, 3 on the D, G, B. And then I've got to take this 3rd finger and slide up to the 7th fret on the D, 5th fret on the G, and 6th fret on the B. Like that. And you play it twice, so again. So that's the first half of the chorus. Then the second half, we're at 8, 8, so 8 on the D, 8 on the G, and we're going to hit the D twice, and then the G. So that's 8, 8, and then back to 8 on the D, and then we want to take off our pinky, and we've got our second finger ready to hit the 7th fret, and again we go back to the 8th on the D, and then we want to take the second one off and have our first finger ready to hit the 5th on the G, and then again back to the D, the 8th on the D. Then we want to get into this position where we can pluck this kind of shape, where we've got 8th on the D, 7th on the G, 6th on the B. And then we want to change our shape so that we've got, what have we got? 7 on the D, 5 on the G, and 6 on the B. Okay, so together. And then finally we've got 8, 8. Again, we're on the D and the G. And then shift that up to 10, 10. And then just like a B flat kind of shape, again with the 8, 7, 6. Okay, so let's have a go at playing that along with a backing track to see how it sounds. So now we'll look at the little musical interlude that they play in the song. I think this lead part is played on the piano, but if you don't have a pianist to play it, the lead guitar could play this part. So out of the chorus, you've just played that B flat note, and then it goes back to that B flat to G minor progression, like from the intro. So when it's just about to change to the G minor, you're going to hit the 7th fret on the D string, and then go to the 5th fret on the D string, and then there's this little lick and then back to the chord, and then back to... So I'll move a little bit closer and show you how to play that lick. So let's take a closer look. As I said before, you've got that B flat shape, and then we go 7, 5 on the D, and then we want to move to the A string, and I'm going to use my second finger on the 8th fret, and then I'm going to use my pinky on the 10th fret, and then I'm going to move up to the D string with my index finger on the 7th fret, and then we finish with our second finger on the 8th fret on the D string. So together we've got... So let's play that along with the backing track. End of the chorus into, and then 7, 5. Nice work. So now you know all of the different parts for Hear Our Prayer by EMU Music. Like I said before, at my church we do it in the key of A. If your church does it like that, remember to just shift everything that I just said down a fret. Okay, thanks for watching.